A toilet, a deal, and a universe unknown. The galactic station Zora 9 floated quietly in deep space. It was massive, like a small city with thousands of aliens and humans working together. Robots cleaned the hallways, food printers beeped, and machines hummed everywhere. In Sector 6, a place no one liked much, there was a row of broken toilets. The cleaning bots had failed again. The air smelled terrible. Humans avoided it, and most aliens didn't even come close. A young alien child stood there, holding a small sign made of metal scrap. The sign read, "1 credit equals best toilet cleaning. Ask my mom." The child was short, with blue skin, wide yellow eyes, and 3 small horns on his head. His clothes were old and torn. People passed by and laughed. Who lets their kid beg on a space station? One human engineer said. Aliens are getting creative now, joked another. The child didn't care. He stood tall and shouted loudly, "Give my mom a credit. She will clean your toilet better than your machines." No one listened. But Ava, a human engineer in her late 20s, stopped. She had grease on her hands, a tired look in her eyes, and a bad mood from a long shift. Her cleaning robot had failed again, leaving her toilet a mess. She looked at the child. "Your mom cleans toilets." The alien boy nodded quickly. "Better than anyone. Fast, clean, no smell." 1 credit only, Ava sighed. "Fine. Let's see what your mom can do. But if she messes up, I want my credit back." The boy smiled. "Deal." He pressed a small button on his wristband. A few minutes later, a tall, thin alien woman appeared. She wore a simple cloak and carried an old-looking tool bag. Her skin was dark blue like her son's, but her eyes were deep silver. She nodded at Ava. Double quotes, "Where is the toilet?" She asked calmly. Ava pointed to the broken unit near her lab. "Good luck." Even my robot gave up. The alien woman walked in without a word. She opened her bag, pulled out a small glowing brush and a pouch of fine dust. She worked quickly but gently. Within 30 seconds, she stepped out. Ava blinked. "Already done." "Check," the woman said quietly. Ava walked in and gasped. The toilet was shining. The smell was gone. The metal looked new, like it had just been built. Not even the best bots cleaned like this. What? ... How? Ava turned around. But the woman was already walking away. She turned her head slightly and said, "Thank you. They are watching." Before Ava could ask who, the woman dropped something on the table, a small, glowing crystal, smooth and clear, pulsing with light. Then, she and the boy disappeared into the crowd. Ava picked up the crystal. It was warm in her hand. As soon as she touched it, something strange happened. The lights around her flickered. Her wrist communicator buzzed with static. Then a strange voice whispered into her ear. "Human detected. First key accepted. Trial begins." Ava jumped. "What? Who said that?" No one was around. Suddenly, alarms began to ring through the station. Security alert in Sector 6. Energy spike detected. Guards rushed past Ava, scanning the area with glowing sensors. She quickly hid the crystal in her pocket. "What just happened?" she whispered. Her communicator buzzed again, but this time it showed a strange symbol, 3 circles joined by a triangle. Below it were the words, "Trial 1, Purification begins." Ava stared at the screen. Her heart beat faster. The alien woman, her impossible cleaning, the glowing crystal. What was this all about? She had only wanted a clean toilet. Now, something much bigger had started. Ava sat alone in her small room on Zora 9 station. The glowing crystal lay on her desk, still pulsing softly. Every few seconds, it changed color from light blue to gold to deep red. It felt alive. She hadn't slept. She kept hearing that voice in her head. First key accepted. Trial begins. Outside, the station was calm again. No one found the cause of the energy spike. Security blamed a solar flare. Case closed. But Ava knew better. She picked up the crystal. The moment her fingers touched it, her screen lit up by itself. A deep voice spoke again, calm but powerful. Identity confirmed, human, status, untrained custodian. Access level 1. A map of the galaxy appeared on her screen, but Earth was missing. Instead, there was a red label blinking. Trial number 14. Earth, failure. Ava's heart skipped a beat. What does that mean? Failure. Earth's still there, she whispered. The screen changed again. A video started playing. It showed Earth blue oceans, white clouds, green lands. Then dark smoke, war, and destruction. Giant machines falling from the sky. Then silence. Earth was gone. No. That's not real, Ava said. Stepping back, the crystal floated up from the desk by itself and projected a hologram in the room. This time, showed something else. A strange language filled the air. Words she didn't understand. Then, the alien woman's face appeared. She looked calm, but her eyes were tired. She spoke in basic English. If you're seeing this, you touched the crystal. That means the system accepted you. That means it has started again. Ava sat down, speechless. The woman continued. Long ago, before your time, humans were not just explorers. You were cleaners. Not of dirt, but of rot, corruption, lies. You cleaned worlds. Ava blinked. What is this? Some kind of joke? But deep down, she felt it wasn't. The hologram faded. The crystal dropped gently into her hand. Then came a knock on her door. She froze. Who is it? She asked. No reply. Another knock louder. This time, Ava slowly moved to the door and opened it. There was no one there, but on the ground was a metal cube the size of her fist. On it was the same symbol she saw earlier, 3 circles joined by a triangle. She picked it up carefully. The cube clicked, then opened like a flower. Inside was a small card that read, Custodian code detected. Report to Sector 12. Midnight. Alone. Ava looked around. No cameras. No witnesses. She took the crystal, hid it in her coat, and got ready. Later that night, Sector 12 was dark, quiet, and closed for repairs. Ava entered, keeping her steps light. No one was supposed to be here. She reached the center, where old storage pods were stacked high like towers. Then, a voice. You shouldn't have touched the crystal. A figure stepped out from behind the pods. It was a man, tall, dark-skinned, with metal parts on his arms and neck. A cyborg. He looked human. Mostly. Who are you? Ava asked. He didn't smile. I'm someone who touched it 20 years ago. He held up his own crystal. It glowed the same way. You're not the first. But you may be the last. The room was cold, silent. Only the soft glow of 2 crystals lit the space. Ava stared at this strange man. He looked human, but the metal in his body said otherwise. His left eye glowed faint red, scanning her face. He spoke again, slowly. I was an engineer like you once. Then I cleaned a hallway, just like your toilet. That's how it starts. Ava's voice shook. What is this crystal? What is a custodian? He walked past her, opened a rusty locker, and pulled out a dusty tablet. Its screen blinked after years of sleep. Then he slid his crystal into a slot on the side. Old data came to life. On the screen appeared footage of humans in spacesuits, walking on alien planets, not to explore, but to clean. Not with brooms or vacuums, but with strange energy. They walked into broken worlds and fixed them. They removed corruption, rewrote machines, cured infected life. But it looked painful. Ava watched in shock. One clip showed a human standing in front of a massive alien structure. It was covered in black rot. The human raised a glowing hand, and the rot screamed as it vanished. Another video showed Earth beautiful, it's clean, and green labeled trial number 2, success. She looked at the man. So Earth was cleaned once. He nodded. Yes, Earth was one of the first. It was broken. The custodians saved it. But then why does the new footage show Earth destroyed? Because, he said, humans forgot who they were. The custodian code was buried. The system ran out of time, and the trials began again. Ava touched her crystal. Why now? Why me? He looked at her, serious. Because the code woke up inside you, and because your kind has been too quiet for too long. The galaxy is sick, and humans are the only ones made to clean it. Suddenly, the screen froze, then turned black. A new voice came from the tablet, deep and smooth, like it wasn't meant to be heard yet. Unauthorized reactivation detected. Custodian code breach. The man cursed. They found us. He pulled Ava by the hand. Come on, we need to go. Now. Who's they? Ava shouted as alarms started ringing. The floor vibrated under them. The storage room lights went red. Defense drones flew in from hidden slots in the walls. Weapons aimed. Ava held out her crystal. It reacted on its own, glowing brightly. The drones paused. Then something strange happened. The drones knelt, not just paused, not just powered off. They bowed. The man stared in shock. You've got a beacon-class crystal that hasn't appeared in centuries. Ava looked at him. What does that mean? It means, he said slowly, you're not just a cleaner, you're a leader. They escaped through an old tunnel into the lower levels of the station, forgotten. Floors where no one ever goes. Ava sat on a crate, breathing hard. I don't want to lead anything. I just wanted my toilet clean. The man chuckled for the first time. That's how it always starts. He handed her a folded piece of cloth. She opened it. It was a faded uniform patch, with the symbol 3 circles and a triangle. Underneath were words in old Earth language. Custodians of the galaxy, purify, repair, restore. She looked up. So what now? The man stood, looking out at the dark hallway ahead. Now, we find the others. Ava followed the cyborg man. His name was Harlan through forgotten tunnels beneath the station. Pipes dripped. Strange green moss grew on the walls, glowing softly in the dark. Harlan moved fast, but always looked back to make sure Ava was there. Every few minutes, they heard security drones searching above them. Ava's crystal stayed warm in her hand. She felt like it was pulling her forward, guiding her even when she didn't know the way. Finally, they reached a rusty door. Harlan knocked 3 times, paused, then knocked twice more. A peephole slid open. A single orange eye blinked at them. Harlan whispered, "Custodian code. Beacon with me." The door opened with a creak. They stepped inside a small room, crowded with strange beings, aliens of all shapes and sizes, and a few humans too. Some looked tired, others looked afraid. But when they saw the glowing crystal in Ava's hand, they all sat up straighter. A tall alien with silver scales spoke, his voice soft. Another beacon. After so long, Harlan nodded. She awakened the code, and the system knows. The room buzzed with low voices. A young human girl, no older than 12, tugged at Ava's sleeve. Did you see the vision? The Earth destroyed. Ava nodded. The girl pulled out her own tiny crystal, but it flickered weakly. Mine only shows bits and pieces. They say the system is broken. They say we're all just failed trials. Ava wanted to comfort her, but she felt just as lost. Suddenly, A screen on the wall flashed to life. An alien government message played smooth, official, and cold. Attention citizens, beware false custodians. They bring chaos, not order. Report any strange crystals or cleaning activity to your local sector leader immediately. Stay safe. The message played in every major alien language. Everyone in the room went silent. Harlan slammed his fist on the table. Liars, they fear what we can do. They know the true power of the custodian code. Ava asked, why are they so afraid? We just clean, right? The silver-scaled alien laughed a sad, hollow sound. Cleaning is power. If you can clean away dirt, you can clean away lies, secrets, and even control. The rulers of this galaxy hide behind filth, corruption, dark deals, dirty history. Ava's head spun. She thought of the alien woman who had started all this. What about the alien cleaner and her child? Are they part of this? A grizzled old human in the back coughed. Some of us are born to the code. Some choose it. But the code chooses leaders. You, Beacon. Before Ava could answer, the girl beside her gasped and pointed to the screen. Look. The broadcast changed. The face of the alien child appeared. Now, maybe a teenager, but still with those yellow eyes and 3 small horns. He spoke directly to the camera. My name is Niv. If you are human, if you hold a crystal, meet me at Dock 47. The truth is almost lost. I have answers, but hurry, they are coming for Earth next. The message cut off, replaced by a government alert. Treason. All crystals must be surrendered. Humans found with such objects will be exiled or erased. Panic spread in the room. Harlan looked at Ava. This is it. They're afraid of what you can do, and now they'll come for all of us. The silver-scaled alien nodded grimly. We must move, now. As the group packed up, Ava squeezed her crystal. In her mind, a soft voice whispered not in words, but feelings. Trust the code. Trust yourself. They moved quickly, slipping through hidden passages as alarms blared above them. The station was in chaos. Security forces were everywhere. Drones buzzed overhead as they reached the outer corridor. Ava heard a loud metallic sound behind them. Massive robotic enforcer blocked the exit. Its voice was cold and inhuman. Unclean elements detected. Prepare for deletion. Ava stepped forward, crystal glowing in her hand. Behind her, Harlan whispered, whatever you do, don't be afraid to clean. Ava looked at the robot, her hand shaking, but then she remembered the first time the impossible clean. She focused, the crystal blazed, and the air crackled with power. The robot froze. Its dark metal skin began to shine, old grime vanishing. The red in its eyes softened, then turned blue. For the first time, it spoke in a different voice. Cleaning. Protocol complete. The group slipped past, hearts pounding. They had survived, for now, but Ava knew. The real cleaning was only just beginning. The group moved quickly, deeper into the shadows of Zora 9 Station. Drones searched above, calling out for unclean elements. Each time Ava touched her crystal, she felt a strange energy, like a quiet storm inside her hand, growing stronger. With every step, they reached Dock 47, a forgotten part of the station. The walls were covered in old graffiti and abandoned cleaning bots lay broken on the floor. Harlan peered around a corner, then motioned them forward. A small ship waited in the darkness. At the ramp stood Nivi, the alien child, now a teenager. His eyes glowed yellow in the dim light. He carried a strange device, part tool, part weapon. Niv nodded at Ava. You made it. I knew you would. The code brought you here. Ava stepped forward, nervous. Why are they coming for Earth? Niv glanced at the others. Because Earth is the last piece of the custodian puzzle. The rulers are afraid of humans. You don't obey. You question. You clean what they want hidden. He turned and waved. Them inside, the group hurried aboard. The door slid shut. The ship lifted off, silent and smooth, flying away from the chaos of the station. Inside, Niv pressed a button. The room changed, walls faded, revealing maps and swirling stars. Tiny blue lights marked hidden places across the galaxy. Niv touched a spot on the map. The cleaning war started long ago, but it was quiet, silent. Every time a custodian cleaned too much truth, the rulers erased a world or rewrote its history. He pointed to a flickering blue light. Earth is special. Its people carry the oldest code. But now, the system is waking up. All custodians are called home for the final cleaning. Harlan frowned. But Earth looks normal. How can we protect it? Niv shook his head. Earth is already under attack, but not by ships or soldiers. The rulers hide inside your own minds. They control what you see and believe. Ava gripped her crystal. So how do we fight something we can't see? Niv smiled, but it was a sad smile. With what makes humans special, courage, hope, and the will to clean what no one else will touch. Suddenly, alarms blared inside the ship. On the screen, a fleet of enemy vessels appeared, blocking their path. Niv called out, "Hold on." The ship dived and twisted, dodging lasers. Ava felt the crystal pulsing, growing warmer and brighter. Seemed to whisper, "Trust yourself. Trust your team." Outside, a powerful voice echoed in their heads, broadcasted from the enemy ships. All custodians surrender. Earth will be reset. Humanity is too dirty to clean. Harlan looked at Ava. Now or never. Can you use the beacon? Ava closed her eyes. She pictured her home on Earth, green parks, laughing children, the sound of rain. She pictured cleaning her first toilet, the impossible shine. The crystal exploded with light, filling the ship. Outside, the enemy vessels paused. Their weapons stopped firing. For a moment, space itself felt clean, pure, peaceful. Ava spoke. Her voice strong and clear. We are the true custodians. We clean, we repair, we restore. We do not erase. Niv pressed more buttons, guiding the ship through the silent blockade. The moment passed. The enemy ships recovered and chased after them. Ava opened her eyes. She knew now the war for Earth had started, not with guns, but with the truth, as the ship raced for home. The team looked at Ava with new respect. Niv placed his hand on her shoulder. You are the beacon. Now lead us. The galaxy needs a real cleaning, one only humans can give. Ava nodded, ready at last. Ava stood at the front of the small ship as it streaked through hyperspace toward Earth. The custodian crystal in her palm glowed brighter than ever. It pulsed like a heartbeat, lighting up the faces of everyone on board. Niv guided the ship. Harlan checked their scanners for threats. The others sat quietly, all eyes on Ava. Everyone could feel something was changing, but no one dared speak. And yet, suddenly, the ship shook. Lights flickered, an alarm blared. Harlan yelled, "We've been caught." Gravity snare. The stars outside twisted and blurred. The ship was pulled out of hyperspace and dropped into a field of spinning debris. In front of them floated a giant, ancient ship, black as space, covered in strange runes. A robotic voice boomed across every speaker. Protocol 0, initiated. Beacon-class custodian detected. Prepare for galactic cleansing. Ava's crystal grew hot. Visions flashed in her mind, images of old battles, ancient humans fighting with light and energy. Whole worlds being scrubbed clean of evil and lies. Niv's voice broke through her vision. Ava, That's a purifier dreadnought. It's older than any living species. It destroys everything. It only wakes up for a beacon. The others looked at her with fear and hope. What do we do? A small alien whispered. Eva took a breath. We clean. She stepped forward, crystal raised. A beam of white light shot out, connecting her to the ancient ship. She could feel its mind cold, mechanical, full of old code and rules. A deep voice echoed in her head. Show me humanity's worth. Are you truly clean? Eva remembered Earth, its flaws and beauty, its wars and its kindness. She remembered her own pain and hope. She thought of the team behind her, waiting for her to lead. She answered, humans are never perfect, but we always try to make things better. We keep cleaning even when it's hard. The dreadnought sent a test. Suddenly, the ship's walls became dirty with illusions, memories of Eva's worst mistakes, old lies, her biggest regrets. Everyone else on board saw their own secret shame. The crystal in Eva's hand vibrated. She spoke calmly. We can't hide from dirt. We admit it, and then we clean it away. The white light spread from Eva's hand through the ship. Then, out into space. The visions faded. The dreadnought's black hull turned silver and clear. Like something old waking up after a long sleep. The robotic voice changed, softer, warmer, protocol overridden. Cleaning complete. Beacon accepted. Earth is free to choose its fate. The debris field parted. Their path to Earth was open. Niv let out a breath. You did it, Eva. Eva turned, her eyes shining. No, we did it. This is what it means to be human, to face the mess, not run from it. But on the edge of the scanner, a new signal blinked. Thousands of ships, the ruler's fleet, heading for Earth. Harlan said, the war's not over. But now, we have hope. Eva held up her crystal. Let's go home. It's time to finish what we started. Earth came into view, a blue and green world shining among the stars. But above the clouds, thousands of alien ships circled, casting long shadows. The ruler's fleet was ready to erase humanity, just as the dreadnought had threatened. Eva, Niv, Harlan, and the team watched from their ship as alarms echoed across every channel. Final warning, all custodians surrender. Earth will be reset in one rotation. Inside the ship, everyone was silent. Some looked afraid, some looked angry. Eva's crystal glowed brighter than ever, lighting up her face. Harlan spoke softly. If they erase us, no one will remember. All our good, all our cleaning, gone. Eva stared at her crystal. She remembered all she had learned, the hidden history. The power inside every human to clean not just dirt, but lies, secrets, even fear. She remembered the alien mother who started it all, and her son Neve, now a leader. She stood up. We don't run, we don't hide. We clean. She opened the ship's broadcast channel, sending her voice and her face to every screen on every ship, in every language of the galaxy. My name is Eva. I am human. I am a custodian. We are not perfect, but we never stop trying to clean the Abe universe even when it's impossible. That's our gift. That's what makes us strong. As she spoke, the crystal in her hand burst into light, a beacon shining through the clouds and reaching Earth itself. All around the world, people looked up. In every home, every city, every school and ship, small crystals began to glow dusty. Old stones hidden in drawers, ancient gifts forgotten in closets, all awakened. A wave of light swept the planet. The shadows and lies left by the rulers began to lift. People remembered old truths. Their minds became clearer. The ruler's fleet opened fire, but every blast faded in the beacon's glow. The dreadnought, now shining silver, placed itself between Earth and the attackers. Eva called out, her voice stronger than she'd ever known. We clean because we care. We clean because we hope. And we never erase what's good. Across the galaxy, custodians awakened humans and aliens both. The rulers found themselves surrounded, not by guns, but by light and truth. Their own ships began to change. The dirt and lies that gave them power vanished in the chaos. Niv stood beside Ava. "Told you my mom was the best cleaner," he said with a small smile. Harlan grinned. "Looks like the galaxy finally got a good scrub." The rulers, defeated and powerless, faded away. Earth was safe. The light faded, but the feeling remained. Ava turned to the camera one last time. "We're hiring. Anyone can be a cleaner. Anyone can make the universe better. Join us." She hung a simple sign at the ship's hatch. "Earth Cleaners Co. All species welcome." And for the first time in memory, the galaxy was truly clean and full of hope.